What's up, Doc? It is rabbit season, so let's travel back in time to 1999 and take a look at one of the best Looney Tunes games to ever release. And the name is, of course, Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. I'll be playing the entire game to 100%, finding all of the clock symbols and golden carrots, all in the PlayStation 1 version of the game. And all of this to find out if the game really holds up to the current day. So, let's jump right in.
After mistaking the time machine for a carrot juice dispenser, Bugs finds himself, well, nowhere. And that is where we meet Merlin for the first time.
How do you do? My name is Merlin, and I'm a sorcerer.
Yeah? Really? A sorcerer? Come on, let me see a saucer. Please, please?
Of course, anything to oblige a guest.
In this tutorial level, we are introduced to all the mechanics, movement, and interactions that Bugs can have with the world. And so we learn climbing, stomping, and kicking enemies, specifically kicking enemies from behind. We also move some boxes to reach further heights. We also learn to sneak and jump into rabbit holes. All these mechanics will be used in the future for all sorts of puzzles. There's a couple more things that will become much clearer when we're in the game proper. And here we have it. These clock symbols are the major collectible in this game, while the golden carrots, those are secondary collectibles. In total, there are 124 clocks and 333 golden carrots. And in this retrospective, we'll collect all of them. But first, let's start by going to the Stone Age. Oonga boonga! Each age has a hub world which has levels accessible via rabbit holes, most of which have clock or golden carrot requirements to access. So first things first, we're off to Rabbit on the Run with a delightful episode card, and off we are.
Today's hunt is Wabbit.
Yeah, Wabbit, yeah.
Hey! What's up, Doc? Wabbit.
Yeah, Wabbit, yeah.
I still remember this level from a long time ago when I first played this game. You know, when you'd wake up on a Saturday morning and you just play with no worries in the world.
When it comes to lives, I'm pretty sure there's no real game over in this game. You just respawn at the last checkpoint denoted by these little caps over here. This is actually quite forgiving, especially from a game of this time. In a normal Looney Tunes fashion, you can't miss an anvil falling from the sky now, can we? Where do these things come from? Who knows? And we continue through this level, kicking the odd enemy, collecting some more clock symbols, and totally not falling down way too many times. In terms of platforming in and of itself, it is really not too precise, although sometimes it has to be. And we will be seeing this. It does want quite a bit of precision that the controls just don't really offer. Although overall, it is really not that bad for 1999 standards. And of course, we also keep collecting all of the normal carrots, because you need a full 99 carrots to then buy one golden carrot in each of the different ages. It is really not hard to farm those though, because you can just continuously re-enter levels to farm them easily. So, and off we sneak to collect 2 more clock symbols. And I check how far along we are in this level, and of course, we're missing 1 single golden carrot. Luckily, this is one of the easiest ones to get by just jumping down here and collecting it. And there we go, 100% this level.
Surely this won't happen again, right? Right?
When you finish a level and you have 100%ed it, Merlin comes to you and says,
Great, just perfect. You have completed this level.
And there we even unlock new levels as well. So, off to the boss fight and... Oh, okay.
Very quiet. I'm hunting wabbits.
The boss fight here is fairly simple. We jump into a hole, Oonga boonga Elmer Fudd looks into the hole, and we kick him in the behind. Rinse and repeat about 3 times, and we're done. The boss fights will get a little bit more intricate and more interesting and harder later in the game, but for now, this is a fine boss fight. We continue to the pirate years. Your army, matey, arr. The first thing I do is I look at the sign a little bit more closely, and it's like, okay, good thing we know where the moon is. The rest of those seems strange. London being 900 kilometers away, but Miami only being 15 kilometers away, so that there's no place where that is true. So I don't know about this one. Well, I mean, good thing that we're here. That's at least, you know, something that's good to know. It's still kind of a fun Easter egg. This symbol here, we can't use because we don't have the ability for it. So for now, there's only one way to go. What's up, Doc? Okay, here we meet Yosemite Sam as a pirate captain. Arrgh.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
This here's mine. Come back here, you mangy mutineering rabbit.
And when we start the level, Merlin tells us this.
Get 5 of these objects to receive a clock symbol.
Alright, so the Acme boxes are a staple in many upcoming levels, sometimes 5, sometimes 10, or something in between. However, often one or more of them are gated behind one of those skills, which we haven't unlocked yet. So there's going to be some backtracking in the future necessary. Oh my. In this level, one of the major mechanics used is throwing. We jump onto a clamshell, which gives us a pearl, and then we throw that towards a target. Aligning to the target properly is difficult. It's not easy. We also pick up a torch and then light a barrel of explosives with it. Oh, and then we get to stacking some boxes, and yeah. So here, I glitched through the boxes twice for some reason, but okay. We continue along and get the clock on the other side and continue by lowering the bridge. And here we gotta hit 3 targets again, which raises barrels from the water. We carry over a torch, set an explosive barrel ablaze, and off to the next section on Shark Island. When these bombs are not flashing red but stay black, that is when we can throw them back at the pirates, so easy enough. After getting past the sharks, we then have pirates on poles. Not to be mistaken with pirates on ice.
They call them Captain Hooked on Poles.
Well, on this island, we explode several explosive barrels to get some carrots, some steering wheels as well, and then we proceed to have some more boxes stacked on top of each other to finally get the final Acme box 2. We collect our 8th clock symbol and have to fight a mini boss-ish in this setup over here. The pirate throws bombs again, and we gotta throw them back. This really isn't anything too complicated, and we get to enter the last bunny hole, in which we actually get to fight the proper boss. I genuinely love this, okay? It's quite simple again, but it is very fun. Captain Sam shoots his cannon, which sinks the boxes it hits, and from time to time, he throws an explosive barrel, which we then have to throw back. And I mean, well, at that point, this happens, which... Listen, in Looney Tunes fashion, phenomenal. We collect the 9th clock symbol, and upon exiting, Merlin now says this.
Good, but you left some stuff behind you.
Yeah, because we're missing a singular golden carrot again. So off we are back to the same level, because, listen, I'm a completionist over here. I just don't scam my fans out of money. Okay, we listen, I can't let that I can't keep that in. That's crazy, bro. For it though, we have to track through the entire level. Almost the entire level. Basically, back where the last Acme box is, there was also a stack of boxes hidden behind crates, and that is where our last golden carrot was hiding. Oh my. Well, we simply exit via the menu, completing the level, and then we can finally continue by going to the 1930s. It's gangster time.
I really appreciate how they were able to make every age feel completely unique, be it with the decor, be it with the color grading, or what have you. It's really well done.
We enter the bank, we press the big button, and we have to remember the order of switches. It's kind of like Simon Says, but with only 4 of them, it's very trivial. The second room, we're introduced to the gangsters. Moxie is really easy to knock out in, good old Looney Tunes style, by having an anvil, or in this case, a mini safe dropped on his head. Luckily, Looney Tunes style, nothing bad happened to him. Other than being knocked out, of course. Gangsters in flower pots will all be darned.
Why did the gangster plant seeds? He wanted to grow his own Guns N' Roses.
Sadly, I am unable to get these clock symbols right here because, well, we were supposed to take the bombs that were thrown at us and use them to shatter the walls. However, we can easily retrieve them later again, so no worries. We go down another level. To defeat these gangsters coming out of the doors, we need to place dynamite in front of them, kick it to activate, and oh yeah. After dealing with those, the central room, we have to blow up a safe. We move some bookshelves and then actually blow up several safes in this back. We get a key, and within the vault, golden carrots and another clock symbol await us. With this key, it's up to the next floor, and here, part of the puzzles are these pedestals. If it has something heavy on it, the door opens. And the door next to it has a security guard as well as a clock. And this key behind this glass. Now, I genuinely struggled for way too long to figure this out, and at first I thought, oh, the hammer is the answer, but no. Actually, the answer is that this painting hides another way. Ah, okay. And then I genuinely don't even know what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to do anything. And then I go outside again, and all of a sudden, Moxie is there. It's like, oh, now it makes sense. We just go up and follow him, and here we're at the actual boss fight. We have to exhaust Moxie, kick him in the butt, and that makes the boss very angry, so then we kick him in the butt as well. Repeat this a couple of times, and there we go. Once again, it's nothing too complicated, but actually quite nice. We re-enter immediately, get the 2 last remaining clocks, and by doing that, well, we leave via the menu again. Easy enough, and another level opens up to us. Let's go. Continuing in the gangster times of the 1930s, we're off to the Great Escape. We'll have to revisit this level a couple of times. Overall though, we see similar elements that we've seen before. Gangsters in flower pots, and now we're also introduced to spiders that descend from the ceilings. Then Moxie starts throwing barrels at us, and we gotta visit each floor of this hotel. Now, don't ask me why this hotel is all broken and decrepit like this. I would not want to stay here. This is probably like a -2-star hotel. And there's symbols again, for which we need special abilities, and we don't have any of them yet. So we'll have to return to this at a later time. Now, this musical notes one is actually kind of fun, because if you don't have the ability, Bug just still plays a tune, it's just a little out of key. And on the exit, I miss a freaking golden carrot. Alright, fair enough. We gotta find Moxie again. This time, 9 platforms, and Moxie follows us around, occasionally throwing a bomb at us. And what we have to do is take the bomb and throw it back. Now, this took me way too long to get right, because the timing on this is really damn hard, okay? Not only do I fall down way too often, one of the bad things is that when a bomb explodes on a platform, the platform gets smaller. So at some point, it becomes impossible to directly jump from one platform to another. Luckily though, because the game is so forgiving when it comes to game overs and health and things like that, it's basically, we're fine, right? We finished off Moxie in like 10 minutes, which it really shouldn't have taken this long, but okay. And off we are to medieval times.
Hear ye, hear ye. It is rabbit season.
What's cooking, Doc? Well, hopefully not rabbit stew.
Ooh, a rabbit.
Hey, what's cooking, Zsa Zsa?
Zsa Zsa. Rabbit stew.
Rab? Ouch!
We start the level so close to 99 carrots that I just get a couple of them, go back to the medieval golden carrot and buy it, and then finally we're off to the Forgotten Woods. We fight Daffy Duck, who is dressed up as Robin Hood, trying to steal our well-earned golden carrots. No, we're not the rich ones over here, what are you doing? Jumping into the witch's cauldron wasn't the smartest idea, but okay. Here we also get to visit Merlin, and we have to get his cookbook back.
What's up, Doc?
To get the cookbook, we simply have to drop an anvil on the witch's head, and then you'll teach us a magic trick.
I can teach you a magical trick if you like.
Great!
All right, listen carefully, Rabbit. Say Ali Ali Oxenfree over this symbol and you'll be able to jump to a higher level.
And so our first trick is learned. I do find the addition of this a little bit strange, but alright, I mean, it's fine. We continue along to escape the executioner, and then within the cage, we must exhaust this guy and then use his belly as a jumping platform to get a clock and a key. Okay, that's... Listen. It is a Looney Tunes, okay? Back in the outside, we can balance on these barrels and then walk around the water. There is always something behind a waterfall, and we all know it. And then off to under the gate, and within the royal square, we get a simple puzzle to get this golden carrot, and then up the spiral tower. The dragons on the tower really pose no threat at all, and basically I found a perfect way to just get around. You just continue to go, and there we have it. Through the ramparts of the castle, there are some crazy things going on. I don't know what kind of a crazy castle this is, but first of all, what the heck? And then also, walking brooms? Is this the Sorcerer's Apprentice or something? This isn't Disney. Well, here, another magic we don't have yet, which is the fan of some sort. I'll complain about this in the future. Just, oh my. And then within the castle, of course, there's freaking lava, man? Like, who designed this? Who in their right mind thought that this was a good idea? I mean, sure, in winter, it's gonna be nice and warm, but the lava bill is gonna be through the friggin' roof, man.
Merlin, I require lava.
Yes, my liege. How much?
All of it.
Of course. What?
Is there a problem?
No, of course not.
See to it that it's done.
My therapist is going to love this one.
Anyways, the room with the lava is mostly basic platforming until we get out and must defeat some more executioners. This is probably the simplest of boss fights, and we get the key, the 9th clock symbol, and off we are again. And yes, we leave a lot of stuff behind, so we have to return to this level later. But a new level opens up in the pirate times. But not only that, with our new magic times, we can now also jump up onto this and open the skull, which gives us access to another level. And I always love this one, just because, you know, the beginning right here, a specific order of things that you need to hit, stuff like this always had my imagination going as a child. What if there was another order that gave you another type of secret? But instead, we just do the normal order, and while the design of this level is to materialize the clock in the middle, and for that we have to fire up 4 lights in all cardinal directions. We finish off north, continue on to west, and then finish east. All of them fairly straightforward and quite trivial actually. The east wheel then opens a gate at the beginning of the level, and there we finish off the south side, and once we light it, there we go. We get the clock symbol and continue down the hole from here on. In the caves, we get to use wheels to raise stones from lava. How that mechanic works, listen, okay? This is Looney Tunes logic over here, so let's not think about it too much. To get this pirate, we must sneak up to him using the crates. I mean, this is not really an in-depth developed stealth system, but I guess an attempt was made, so fair enough. Making the eye look in the different direction, we then get access to Sam's stash and collect the 3rd clock. However, as we're leaving...
Good, but you left some stuff behind you.
Yeah. Even with those 3 clocks, though, another level opens in the future. Before we enter the future, though, we first must fight Yosemite Sam in a proper boss fight level. This boss fight is genuinely so freaking good. I absolutely love this. On the upper deck, we have to catch cannonballs shot from Sam and then shoot them to the correct part of the ship. While absolutely insane, this is awesome and is repeated a couple of times. And then, in crazy Looney Tunes fashion, he sends explosive barrels with sails to us, which we then blow back with a bellow. Genuinely, this is so ridiculous. I absolutely love this. You can even see the more you blow, the faster the ship gets. We go back to the upper deck, then one time again to the lower deck until his ship sinks completely and we complete this level. Genuinely, my favorite boss fight of this game. Absolutely awesome. But now we can go to the Stone Age again. And there's a big question.
It's duck hunting season, Doc.
In the time given, we have to basically turn all of the rabbit signs into duck signs. This is super trivial, but it's still kind of fun though. 015, it wasn't even a fair fight. And so we get ourselves a clock and finally we go to the future. And so to the planet X-File. Once again, it is absolutely amazing how different each era feels. They really capture sort of a different vibe very well. It's awesome. And of course in the future, well, we meet Marvin the Martian. The setup of the future levels is, well, the same sort of linear that the others were. However, they feel incredibly spacious. I mean, it makes sense. We're in space, but, you know. Now here we get caught by a damn robot and then put into the trash chute? What? Now, due to the placement of the checkpoint here, we are now locked in, so we can't just reset by just jumping down. Honestly, clever design. Alright, now I actually sneak next to the robot so we don't get put into the freaking trash chute again. And yeah, these green platforms appear one at a time. It's not hard to navigate. However, you do have to concentrate a little bit to not miss any. It's a nice platforming section. To get rid of these 2 birds, we must first activate the robot, have him freeze them, and then, well, I mean, deal with them. It's actually quite a nice mechanic. So we kick and destroy them and continue through 2 tons of pure steel. Teleporting further, we finally get to some more clocks. The time gates and moving electricity is no problem whatsoever. We kill 2 more birds and take an elevator up to area 4. There's some more time sections where you enable platforms, but overall nothing too complicated. But all in all, it is well designed. None of the puzzles are overly complicated and none of the platforming is too bad, so I think it's a very nice level. And then we get to my absolute favorite part, because we get to be the robot. Yo! First of all, right, I had a bit of a hard time getting a hang of this, but after 1 or 2 deaths, we just roll through. I always loved this robot section because, sort of in general, when games throw you a curveball and give you a different character to control, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I always really enjoyed that. So we jump up to new heights, and now I have to fight Marvin on his space modulator. The fight is pretty unique, actually. He shoots a machine which has 3 different modes. Green lasers, we must duck under, red lasers, we have to jump over, and sometimes electric orbs disable 1/2 of our platform. And starting with platform 3, energy orbs are also shot, with the last platform basically combining everything. It's not particularly hard, but I do kind of like this boss fight. It does show some creativity. And we're rewarded with 5 clock symbols. However, we have left 2 of them missing, which of course Merlin kindly reminds us of. And a new gangster level unlocks. And before we go back to the future, I decide let's go to the 1930s first, because there's something quite exciting, because this is our first chase level. Of course, in normal Looney Tunes fashion, it is absolutely ridiculous and I love it. First, we drive a car, then we get a motorcycle from somewhere, and while handling one of those is, well, really not the best, it is still a fun section. Just getting all of the golden carrots and stuff is, sometimes a little bit rough.
And so I do resort to some safe states. I know, some people of you are probably not going to like that. But I do try to keep them at a minimum, although I will say it doesn't always work out the way that I intend to.
Anyway, we continue our chase first on bike, then on unicycle, because of course we do. And finally, because how else could we end, we take a ram with us being catapulted out of the level, and all in all, I mean, listen, the chase levels are just a welcome change of pace compared to these spread out levels, which are way more involved. So I really do like this. Both the rocket unlocks, but we can also do La Gorida, which is unlocked right next to us. And in this level, we must tempt a bull to hit the signs. Each time it hits, we get a golden carrot, and in the end, we get a clock. And once again, a fun level with just a bit of a different mechanic. I just appreciate the variety and just ridiculousness of the game. It just captures the Looney Tunes spirit in an awesome way, man. Well, we take the rocket up in Dimension X, which only has 4 clocks, but alright. And here, a giant carrot, and, well, another new boss fight. Marvin throws these green discs, which, after a short time, turn into green birds. And we gotta throw them back at him to weigh down his UFO. However, they will slowly slide down, so you can't just take your time. After 5 birds on the UFO, it sings and, well, you should never look down. Once again, a nice idea and a cool boss fight. Rewarded with 4 clocks, we also get a new medieval level unlocked. And honestly, perfect timing, because I want a bit of a different background. So how about we go for that one first? Now this is a timed level, meaning you can't just stand here forever. However, you can collect these small clocks to add some time. Meanwhile, rocks start falling, platforms start crumbling, and overall, a lot of mayhem happens. Within the forest now, trees start falling. However, we can get to the first checkpoint, and then we have to play some Frogger and ride a log across a river. Finally, we get to the farm, where jumping on pigs, I mean, listen, like the sounds here are just ridiculous, man. At the end, we get a clock symbol and find Merlin standing in the corner very creepily. And we even get another magic trick, this time the music. Let's go! This unlocks the rest of the 1930s level for us, so, I mean, let's finish that one off. The second floor is where we start finally playing a nice tune. This allows us to get another Acme box and basically finish the rest of the level. It does contain some precarious platforming though, and oh, no wonder the hotel is being demolished. And of course, in perfect Looney Tunes fashion, the wrecking balls just keep hammering at it. Alright, okay, normal logic does not apply here. Remember, you only start falling once you look down. There's another Acme box on the first floor and some golden carrots. And the last Acme box is level 3 that can be accessed with these bricks. So we get the last one and finish off the level entirely. Awesome. Well, after that, we get the Dimension X golden carrot and then return to the medieval times where we were missing a lot of stuff. This level is also amazingly good for just farming normal carrots. But regardless, with the music magic, we can now reach new heights with this bird and a completely different part of the level too. This allows us to get these 2 clocks behind the bars, and we also get the Royal Apple Garden. This could have really been a Royal Carrot Garden though, right? Whatever. There's a bunch of golden carrots and a neat little puzzle. We need to get these apples and put them onto the pedestal that will disable the water, and this allows us to reach the clock. Now, how would we reach this golden carrot behind the gates? Well, when we have the fountain disabled, look at how it looks like. It kind of looks like a bunny hole. And it is. That is pretty neat. Sadly, right here, we are gated by another magic ability we don't have yet. However, we'll get this in due time. And these additional clocks also unlock another level in Dimension X. So I guess, here we go. This is another race level, and this is, a bit of a rough one. Entering different caves will lead you to different parts of the level. I struggle way too much to find the golden carrots, and I don't know, I feel like I've won twice, but more than just cheats. Fair enough. Finally, we get the clock, but we are missing 1 freaking carrot again. Alright, okay. We go back, find the carrot, and I decide to just finish off the first Dimension X level where we were missing 2 clocks. Now, I scoured this level. I investigated every corner, every little crevice, and yes, I do look at a guide, but it doesn't even help me. So after going through almost the entire level, I see the 2 clocks just after the freaking robot section across these beams. Damn it! Well, alright. Finally finishing that, we enter the medieval level that just unlocked, which is the Carriage Henge Mystery. And I absolutely love this level. It is winter and snow themed, and I just love it. We defeat Daffy Duck in a snowball match and destroy a snowman to get a golden carrot. Here we even unlock the last magic trick with the fans. Fantastic. Yeah, okay. Here there's a slippery ice mechanic and breaking platforms you got to sneak on. Of course. Bullseye! Let's go. In the second part of the level, we must get a password to enter different eras. First, of course, we climb the mountain. And on the peak, Merlin gives us another magic trick, which is only used in this level and 1 time somewhere else. Moving a part of this Stonehenge, we enter into a Winter Wonderland slide. And with this slide, we actually already have 1 star. Nice. Now the 4 different ones are in sort of those sub-levels inside of these caves. The first one is just some ice, and we gotta fight Daffy Duck. Super simple. And then here be dragons. So we defeat one of them because why not? And they not only give us golden carrots, they also give us a freaking clock. So we gotta defeat all of them. But before we continue with the other levels. And then here, my absolute favorite part of this level. It's kind of stupid, but there is some powdered snow over here, which, well, will make us immediately sink into it. Unless we're wearing these snowshoes or tennis rackets in this case. I just love this mechanic and I remember it super well. The idea that they took the bunny in the ground mechanic and basically reversed it, forcing you underground, but you having to get another item to not be underground is... I just love this, okay? It is super clever game design in my opinion. Another dragon, another clock, and we enter into the Z Cavern. Here we match the shapes to raise the platforms and I get my star and a golden carrot and an Acme box, nothing too complicated. The last trial is a slide again, but this time in reverse. We first must climb the stairs and then slide down. We're given ample time and are rewarded with our last star, as well as the last Acme box, and even a golden carrot at the end of the slide. And back at the top of the mountain, we get our last clock symbol, and of course, ace this level. Immediately go back to the first medieval level to finally finish it. So now we have the fan ability. And while that's great, we still have to go through the entire level again because there's 10 freaking Acme boxes that we have to destroy. Now, the fan ability is, it's really bad, okay? Getting the freaking fans to blow you up properly, it just never freaking works. I don't know why. It's annoying. Fine. We get the clock symbol, and with the royal banner, we just need the 2 last remaining Acme boxes and... a singular golden carrot again. Why? The Acme boxes are just inside of the castle, so easy enough. But where is this damn carrot? Listen, I look at multiple guides, videos, everything. I wrote down where every single golden carrot is, just to make sure to confirm I have them all. Now, where would you think the last golden carrot was hiding? It was hiding in the witch's ass.
What?
Right, we finally finished the damn level and off back to the Stone Age. This time with this level basically being a copy of the first Stone Age level, however, in the dark. Well, my gut tells me that the developers were under some time constraints, but to be honest, it is a pretty smart way of reusing the entire level, but still making it somewhat fresh. And this level is huge, has like 14 clocks and 31 carats. It's like 10% of the entire game. In general, the level itself looks quite nice, not only with some dragonflies and fireflies, but of course, also the freaking fan ability. Come on, why? I struggle with this way too much. Other than that, the level isn't too exciting. We collect clocks, we collect golden carrots, and, well, we collect more clocks until, yeah, we get to the freaking fan moments. So to reach these 2 freaking Acme boxes, well, you have to get 2 fans up and running. And they are so hard to navigate, man. And of course, the clock then spawns at the position of the last Acme box, which means I have to fan hop again. Really, man? The developers like this freaking fan ability way too much. We do one last sneak, get the last clock and golden carrot. We did miss 1 clock, but I had enough of the fans, so first we unlock the carrot factory and this may be another one of my favorite levels just by the sheer creativity of it. First, we get the last remaining clock, which is just behind this rock over here, so we can finish this level in full. But before we get to the carrot factory, we revisit one of the pirate levels that I also didn't finish fully. That one was actually super simple because, as it turns out, the open a door spell is used here again, and we get Pirate Sam's treasure hoard. This opens up the last pirate level as well, but first is the last medieval one to finish up because it is super short. This game is really a back and forth through all different times. Downhill Duck, I mean, it is a great level. Basically, we're skiing a bit, and I really like it. Though I will say I did use a lot of save states again because, listen, it's hard to maneuver sometimes, okay? Well, we finished off, and with that, the medieval period is completely done too. Awesome! And now off to the carrot factory. The level itself is a bit of a labyrinth, although it's not actually that hard to discern where you have to go. It's very interesting level design. And then here, a mouse all of a sudden steals our key and goes into the warehouse. So, down we are, down the carrot chute. The warehouses have quite a few boxes and also an arrow indicating where this damn mouse is hiding. Overall, the sequence isn't too hard, but it is kind of interesting. On this section, we find Moxie again, who closes the gate. Now, if we were to raise it and then just go away, Moxie would just close it again. However, I was like, wait a second, there are trapdoors right here. So I thought, what happens if we lower him over one of the trapdoors? And, oh hey, Moxie! Yep, that is some really nice game design. Turning these valves shoots up the manhole cover like things, and this effectively opens up another level. Not like another level, but like another, level. You know what I mean. I absolutely appreciate the game design of this level. It's awesome. And of course, to exit, we need another key to carrot packaging. Now here, carrots are getting canned, and we are here again with a unique death animation, getting canned into a can of carrots. Like I've previously said in a different retrospective, I just love that these older games had sometimes unique death animations for literally one part of one level. It's just, that is awesome. And here we go to another warehouse where a mouse stole our key again. But this time we use that key to get to the boss fight. Here we basically drop weights on the big boss, and then Moxie comes out and we basically just give him a good whack with a mallet, and after some weights have dropped, well, the boss makes a mistake to look down. And we all know what happens in Looney Tunes when you look down. So we finished the level, and with that, all 1930s levels are done as well. Nice. Mine or Mine. The last pirate level is great again. At least the last part of it. The first part is just depositing 3 pearls on a pedestal, raising 3 blocks, and, you know, nothing too exciting. Then we explode some barrels, allowing us to cross water by jumping on this poor guy, and finally explode a boulder to enter into the mine. So, mine or mine? Yes. This segment is so freaking cool. We ride a minecart and have to dodge explosive barrels. We can lean, jump, and it's just so freaking cool, okay? This whole thing does take quite a bit of time because you need to go around a couple of times, but genuinely, it is so awesome. After collecting all of the clocks and carrots, we have another boss fight. This time, on the cart tracks. There's a pre-boss fight, which is very simple. We just shove Sam's minecart into the explosive barrels, and then an actual boss fight, which is pretty simple too, where we just have to crash into Sam's court 3 times, and it's over. We get thrown off, boom, and then finish this level as well. I absolutely love this minecart part. It is so cool. This unlocks the almost last level, Train Your Brain, within Dimension X. This level really does train your brain, because you have to play some Simon Says, which is not too complicated, and then another mini game where you have to match the shapes. We gotta do this 3 times, and then we continue. We also get a clock as a reward. The last puzzle has us face off against the Acme Mind. This is basically an ancient game of Wordle, but with colors. And I'm not even kidding. It's not too complicated, but it is actually kind of a fun mini game. Now, I finished this on the last freaking guess. Incredible. And then it is time to race. Onto the bike, and oh my, this race is way harder than I thought. When you get to one of the poles, you have to hold on and then let go at the right time, which genuinely is harder than it looks. But after I get a hang of it, I can easily finish this, not to worry. But then the worst thing happens. I am missing 1 golden carrot. However, as luck would have it, the missing carrot is found directly at the start of the race. And so we have done it. We have enough clocks to unlock the present day. And then here we are. And that is it.
Whew, what a relief. Thank goodness it was just a nightmare. Nah, impossible. Couldn't be him.
All right, Merlin, giddy up. Get along now.
And that was Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. Now, I fondly remember this game, and it did not disappoint. As was quite usual with older games from the time, where, you had to collect 100 of X or 1,000 of Y, it can sometimes be a little bit of a chore going back into one of the levels if you missed exactly 1 frickin' carrot. It only really came annoying during a couple of medieval levels. Other than that, it was actually pretty neat. So in general, I highly suggest giving this game a try. At this point, it is abandonware, so I think Bugs Bunny Lost in Time deserves about a 7.5 out of 10. I think it is a fun game, with some aspects being a little bit of a bummer. So, for example, the fan ability. Oof. Additionally, there's a little bit of incoherence when it comes to some of the other abilities as well. Personally, I'm just not a fan of the constant back and forth where you have to go from the 1930s to medieval time to the future and so on and so forth. I just don't like the backtracking. I would just like to have it done all in one go. Still though, it is a pretty solid experience and I do like it.
Good, great, you have completed this game.
Well, thanks, Miles. And with that, we've got it. That's all, folks.